The other experience I want to share with you is the period that I had gone to look for help from a person I was told that he would help me, a fellow Zambian. And I want to tell you, friends, that sometimes we may expect too much from our friends, and sometimes we may disappoint too much our friends. It's a two-way thing. I went to receive help from a fellow Zambian whom I thought would help me because I wanted really to get back home. He never really helped me at all. He gave me conditions to meet for him to help me. Now, those conditions were not tough at all, but it was just very surprising that sometimes we do not show pity to people who are in need. And as people, we need to, when you feel, when somebody tells you their need, you need to be empathetic. You need to put yourself in someone's shoes. If it were you, how would you do when you are seeking for help and somebody doesn't help you? And so that fellow Zambian whom I thought would really help me never helped me. And so I resorted to a life of learning new things that I never learned. And this is very important. We go through hardships because sometimes life would want to teach us something that we never knew. And friends, I met a person who started teaching me things that I never thought I would do. I started learning how to make canoes from trees, cutting down the tree, making a canoe, not using planks, but just the entire tree itself, cutting it down, shaping it, and making sure that it comes out as a canoe, and taking it on the water, it starts floating and people could use it. I learned that job. It wasn't easy. It took a long time because the person who was also teaching me those kinds of things is a heavy drunkard. He could just give you a simple hint, maybe for 5 days he's been drinking. And you learn slowly. I learned how to do canoes. I learned how to make motors, what we call amabende, no mwishi. I learned how to make inkafi, shakovelako. I learned how to make omwinko, all those things. I've learned how to make axes. I've learned how to make imipini, shamasembe, all those things. The way I'm speaking here is appearing to be simple, but it took a lot of time, and it is really hard work. And in that part of the country, you could make something with hard labor, but the payment is too little due to the levels of poverty. Imagine you cut down a very big tree, work on it maybe for the whole month or 2 months, and you receive a payment of less than 600 kwacha or less than 500 kwacha. But what you have put in is too much. Sometimes, and in most cases, we were not even sleeping at the base, sleeping in the bush, hearing all kinds of noise from animals. But I came to learn that in life, if you want to learn something or if you want to get some knowledge, reduce yourself to a level where you would want to say, okay, let me learn something so that I can have at least something to survive. If I was putting myself at a high level, I could have not gained that knowledge. And I really don't think that I could have even managed to raise a bit of money that I had raised. But it was a very painful experience and a very emotional experience, such that even where I am, when I think about it, I really don't know how I survived, because most of the times I never used to eat. I never had a place to sleep. I had forgotten about the mattress, the blankets, the soap, the lotion to apply on. I just used to eat once a day. But friends, life is a teacher. And I have learned to accept the situation that comes my way. And if one can accept the situation that you encounter, you would then know what to do next. That is another big lesson I learned. Friends, I also want to share with you the relationship that I experienced with my God. Having coming back from a background of a Christian, and being also an ordained elder, I had a different view altogether in the past of how I viewed God and His power, and also how I viewed the devil and these other things associated to Satanism and all sorts of things. But through the experience that I went through, I remember at some point I got lost in the bush. Not that I didn't know the way, it was just the usual way that I knew very well. But all of a sudden I got lost. And for 3 days I was in the bush. 3 days, 3 nights. I had encounters where I came face to face with the devil, so to say, because when you are lost, you don't know where you are. You are just taking a direction to say, maybe this is where I'll find a way. But all of a sudden, I found myself on a shrine where I found different people with beads all over here, almost naked. And I was captured there. I was asked a lot of questions in different languages that I did not understand. I realized that it is a shrine. I was made there to eat things that I never used to eat in the past. I have eaten a snake before. I have eaten a lizard at that shrine. Things that we as Christians, mostly Christians, we say are unclean things. Those are the things that I was fed. I later on, after that experience, realized that God had been gracious to me. And in as much as the devil and God are real, I have a different view of God altogether about